A very good day, dear viewers. This is Jared Cooksey, the pastor at St. John's, with our latest midweek online devotion. In 2010, the Soccer World Cup was staged in South Africa. England qualified but played pathetically, not an unusual occurrence. We even drew 1-1 against the United States. But the nation was heartened by the French having an extraordinary Gallic implosion and doing much worse than we did. So that was nice. What is always interesting with World Cups is how each tournament tries to evoke the culture of the host nation. Music being one of those things that broadcasters in particular tap into. Whether it is Europop, K-pop, classical music, Americana or samba, these tracks can often evoke memories of great saves, amazing goals and exhilarating games years or even decades later. Just ask an Englishman who is older than me, who remembers the summer of 1990, who remembers Nessun Dorma, Gaza's tears, and penalty shootout heartbreak. Now, before the opening game kicked off in Johannesburg on the 11th of June 2010, 6 days before Anna and I first met, the official album of the tournament was released. I remember glancing at it, skipping through a couple of songs, and then becoming intrigued by a song called Hope, sung by a singer called Sifiwo. I liked it so much that I looked him up and bought his album, also named Hope, straight away. Now I'm going to take a stab in the dark here and guess that you have never heard of Sifiwo before, but I will tell you how he was often referred. The Black Pavarotti. Now if you knew that, by all means tell me. But if you're my mum and my father or my wife, then please don't, because of course you already know about him. Now his album containing songs like You Will Never Walk Alone, a favourite for many Liverpool fans of course, Nessun Dorma, Sheep May Safely Graze, and I Vow to Thee My Country, was and still is phenomenal, and I heartily recommend it. In fact, Sifiwo was slated to perform his song Hope at the World Cup opening ceremony in June 2010, but alas, he passed away at the age of 34 from meningitis just before that incredible day in his career would arrive. He would leave behind his young children and family, but his voice, as they say, goes on. One of my all-time favourite hymns is Abide With Me, and it happens to be one of the songs found on Sifiwo's Hope album. It is one of the most beautiful versions I have ever heard, and it happened to come onto my playlist as I began my drive into church from Vineland on Monday. Sifiwo was the son of a preacher and sang in churches throughout South Africa and other places in the world. The words, "Heaven's morning breaks and earth's vain shadows flee. In life, in death, O Lord, abide with me." Those words are an incredibly powerful conclusion to a wonderful hymn. These words are hugely important and significant for any Christian, and certainly rang true for Sifiwo as well. That hope, the title of this album, is found right there in every single word of this beautiful hymn. That hope, as we talked about recently, is in Jesus Christ our Lord. Dear friends, these are words in Abide With Me that we remember because we have all lost someone close to us. I think of my wife's grandfather recently. I think back to the passing of my own grandparents and an infant cousin. It is hard. No, it is nigh on impossible to not be overcome by tears and great sorrow when we lose someone we love so very much. No more phone calls, no more hugs, no more kisses and precious moments. If that doesn't cut you down, nothing will. But even in the emotion and in the sadness we feel when the loss is fresh or is decades long, we have to have that hope that Sifiwo sung about and lived as well, of course, in his all too short life on this earth. Ills have no weight, tears no bitterness. Where is death's sting? where grave thy victory. I triumph still, if thou abide with me. Hold thou thy cross before my closing eyes. Heaven's morning breaks, and earth's vain shadows flee. In life, in death, O Lord, abide with me. May these words ring true in your lives, dear viewer, and please do not forget that you are not and never will be on your own. Your church is with you. Your pastor is with you and here for you 24/7. And more importantly than that, God is with you too, and he will never, ever forsake you or leave you. Keep the faith. Trust in him, in life and in death. And may we all look forward to the day when we will all be together, along with our departed brothers and sisters in the faith, parents, grandparents, cousins, nephews, work colleagues, and even our own children and grandchildren, in the glory and in the light, basking in his radiance for all eternity. May that be the perfect, wonderful image that remains and brings you joy and contentment this day and for the week ahead. All for the Lord, all because of the Lord. Keep him central, dear friends. Keep him here. Keep him with you in life and in death. We now pray together the words of the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen.